Well, to be honest, at first, I think I'm not going to keep this phone because there are a lot of better phones out there, such as the Meizu 16S Pro and the Black Shark Pro 2. Those comes with Snapdragon 855 Plus with 8 gig of RAM, and this one is the base model. It comes with 64 gig of ROM, memory storage, and 6 gig of memories. Oh, I got it wrong. So it's 64 gig of storage space and 6 gig of RAM. Okay, it doesn't has the UFS 3.0. Is I think it's come off UFS 2.1, so it's not as fast as the latest flagship phone, but for day-to-day usage you wouldn't notice any difference. I try to unlock it using my face. It's actually quite nice. See, just like that. I'll show you again. There you go. I think I'm probably going to keep this phone and use it as my main instead of the Poco F1. So I'm not sure either you can tell the screens, but I actually prefer the screens on the Note 8 Pro than the screens on the Poco F1. So the Poco F1 is about a year old. I think I bought it last year for about somewhere around 450 Australian dollars, and this one, based on the current exchange rate, is probably about 300 Australian dollars. The performance of the two are exactly the same, or I feel like that this one is slightly faster when I play the games. This game, I'm not sure what it calls in English, but it's the most popular games that was played in China. So when I play this game on the Poco F1, sometimes when you have a lot of people on this all together fighting, and then this one actually slows down. But the Antutu score for the A45, this is the A45, 6 gig of RAM, 64 gig of memory. The Antutu score, this one is a lot higher than this one. I'm not sure a lot higher, probably about 10,000 higher than this one. I think this one is at 290 something, and this one is 283,000, something like that. So why would I prefer this one compared to the Honor 9X? The Honor 9X is actually a very nice phone. I would rather this one with the Honor 9X A10. That would be a perfect phone for a budget flagship. But unfortunately, this comes with the Helium 90T. So that's actually not too bad. When I first set up the phone, it was actually really hot around this area here. It's probably, you feel like it's not burning, but it's like around 50 degrees, and that was not when I was playing the game. So that was when I was setting up the phones, downloading softwares and browsing the internet all at the same time. So it actually heats up. The good thing for this phone is if you hold the phone like this, you're actually not going to touch where it heats up. So it's this part that heats up. So I think this is where the CPU is. So if you hold the phone like this and use it using your right hand, and you wouldn't actually notice that it's actually getting hotter. When I was playing the game for about maybe about 4 to 5 hours, I actually think the temperature when I play the game is actually a lot better than my Poco F1 for some reason. I'm not sure whether it's the software optimizations or is some additional things that either MediaTek or the Redmi did to scale down the CPU when the game was played, because this is not a very demanding game, so it doesn't use a lot of graphics. So this run runs on 60 frames per second very smoothly. There's no slowdown at all. At least that I don't feel like it. And this one sometimes it slows down a little bit. This comes with, I think, the software, sorry, not software, the system I used was the MIUI 10.3.6, the global version, and I think this one was the Chinese version 10.4.4. So it could be that the new system has better optimizations compared to the old one, but I do feel this budget phone is at least on par with a Snapdragon 845, which was last year's flagship. So if you see this phone, when you change from screen to screen, it actually lags a little bit. And this one is actually a bit smoother. It could be that I don't have the same amount of softwares on this yet, while on this one I actually got a lot of softwares installed. So I'm going to keep using this for a few more days. I'm very impressed with the battery. I think it's definitely going to last me more than a day. So if I don't play games, if I play games, let's say if I play 3 or 4 hours games a day, and it will still last me a whole day, because as you can see that when I got this phone, I think it's around 70 something percent. It's definitely less than 80%, and I played the game for at least 4 hours, and it still has around 16% battery left. So it changes itself to the battery, I think battery saver mode, when the battery is lower than 20%. But before that it was just normal, so I didn't use any battery saving apps at all. I was just playing the games non-stop for about 4 hours, and it still has the battery around 16% left. So very impressed with the battery. A little concern about the CPUs. It does feel a bit hotter than the 845 during a normal usage, but it's not that bad. What that means is it's acceptable. So yes, that it comes with 12 what's it called, the CPU instead of a 7 CPU, but I guess that the CPU is clocked at a lower speed, so where this one, yes, that is probably has a better CPU, but it's clocked at a much higher speed. I think this one is 2.9 or something like that, and this one is 2.0 gigahertz. So that's why it could be that because of the CPU, so it's not that hot. I'm interested to see when other people get this phone, whether they can overclock the CPU, and then the benchmark score will be a lot higher than the A10 processor. But that's pretty much it for what I can say at this time, and thanks for watching.